What is good, ladies and gents? We got another content creator we're going to be checking out today and reacting to. It's going to be from two verses, actually. It's a cross-verse battle. It's Goku versus Naruto, martial arts only. A really badass concept to really discuss and think about and analyze. And most importantly, I've always had like a concept and idea to really do on my end of like Batman versus Naruto hands only because some people have done like Batman versus Goku, etc., the whole nine, and just all other kinds of matchups. But no, I've never seen anybody do Naruto versus Batman, at least to my knowledge. So when I saw this video, it was kind of really cool to see. And it was like, oh, okay, Goku and Naruto, right? It's pretty dope, right? They're both like martial art, hand-to-hand combatants, and it does kind of get you thinking of like who would actually really take it in the battle, right? Now, if I had to say, even though like I love Naruto way more than Dragon Ball and so on and so forth, if I had to pick, I do think Goku is the superior in martial arts and things like that. I could be wrong, unless this guy can convince me otherwise. But at least from my memory and knowledge, I would definitely lean towards Goku. I feel like that was definitely his specialty in the realm of things. But either way, it's still really a great topic, and I'm really excited to kind of get into it. But as always, guys, make sure to give him all the love and support. His name is Toaster XD, so definitely check him out. He's about 56,000 subs. He's doing his thing, and he's still like posting. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't post all the time, but he has posted recently about 3 days ago. So it's pretty cool, and we're gonna get into this without further ado. Let's do it.
Guy, or if you've just been on Twitter recently, you've probably seen the Goku versus Naruto, who is a better martial artist or who would win straight hands type of tweets, where many people debate on who's the better hand-to-hand fighter, with people arguing it's Naruto due to him being a literal ninja, or Goku because he's a martial artist master, etc. This topic has actually gotten a lot of heat recently, and rightfully so. Pretty interesting, even for me to talk about who would win if they were just as strong as a normal person in the real world. How much does their actual fighting prowess affect their opponents, and who is truly more skilled? This is probably worth noting since I'm sure a lot of people will still comment, but we aren't comparing Goku or Naruto's overall power and how one can blow up universes and the other can nuke a planet. This is merely me talking about their fighting prowess and how skilled they are as fighters. Neither Goku nor Naruto will actually be given their powers, so nothing like Super Saiyan or Shadow clones. Unless you consider Ultra Instinct to be a technique, which in a way it kind of is, but we won't be considering it for the majority of the video, only for the parts where it's actually worth mentioning. One thing I really do want to make absolutely clear with this video is that Goku, especially when it comes to martial arts, is no amateur. Several people, when it comes to actually comprehending Dragon Ball, will always say things like, we'll take away his powers and he won't be as strong, or something along those lines, which, in my opinion, is very wrong. Dragon Ball, even from a narrative standpoint, is and has always been a series about fighting and martial arts. It's been the key component of the series since the very beginning. These absolute fodder characters that Goku is handling like it's his PE class or some of the
I've never seen the entirety of Dragon Ball. Like I think I've seen it throughout, but I don't really remember. I do have to watch Dragon Ball. I've seen Dragon Ball Z and Super and things like that, but in GT, but I never heavily got into Dragon Ball. So I do need to check that out because I heard it's really good. And it's very martial arts oriented, very emphasized for martial arts, like he said. So I'm very excited to eventually check that out and do it. I'll probably either watch it in April or at least maybe the following month. But at some point, I'm going to be watching and checking it out. I really do want to watch it. So
best fighters on the planet, with the martial arts tournament literally being a worldwide event where any and all fighting styles are used on opponents, and Goku is manhandling them as a child. And obviously the skill gap does become pretty useless since later on, characters like Pan are obviously significantly stronger than humans on Earth, but for Kid Goku and OG, there really isn't any reason to assume he's just not that skilled. It isn't just Goku, by the way, it's obviously a thing for practically every Earthling on the planet, which is also heavily emphasized within the Saiyan saga, where their skill gap is the only thing keeping them alive practically other than them waiting for Goku, and even characters like Master Roshi, who live significantly longer than any average human, spend centuries learning and mastering martial arts techniques, which is heavily important when it comes to finding out just how skilled Goku truly is. In the original Dragon Ball series, it's clear that Goku has an exceptional ability to replicate techniques, such as the Kamehameha and Hashikin, after witnessing them just a single time. It's not only this, he spontaneously developed his wild monkey fighting style while facing Jackie Chun. While Goku certainly demonstrates a mastery of martial arts techniques in his battles, it's challenging to gauge his proficiency in a real-world context due to the fictional nature of many martial arts depicted in the manga. For instance, his Janken Fist. Despite all that, there are instances where he employs real-world techniques like the 1-inch punch in the Resurrection F. Obviously, this adaptation isn't necessarily limited to just these techniques, which are just advanced martial arts anyway, as we literally see Goku keeping up with characters in the afterlife who've been training for hundreds or thousands or even tens of thousands of years. Even characters like Hit, a 1,000-year-old assassin from an entirely different universe, who can skip into the future, was still getting mopped and predicted by Goku, just through pure precision. Imagine you throw the most experienced fighter ever in our own world, whoever you think it may be, against someone who can appear into any place into the future. They're probably not going to be able to land a clean hit on their opponents ever, so saying or thinking Goku is just some average MMA fighter level opponent in terms of raw martial arts is pretty silly, especially when considering his tournament of power feats and how he was able to
like if you guys fucking think, like, if anybody in their fucking like mind would actually come to that fucking delusional conclusion, absolutely absurdity. Like what the fuck are we like? You must be on some good drugs, baby. Like, without a fucking doubt. Like, come on, guys, it's fucking Goku, dude.
Master Ultra Instinct, a technique that not even the gods of destruction could master in their 70 million years of living, a technique that had Whis, a being that is probably as old as the universes themselves actually, pretty stunned and proud that he was able to master it in such time. Keep in mind that this tournament only occurred over the span of almost 50 minutes, and he was able to achieve what martial arts gods couldn't in 70 million years, let alone the 46 minutes that Goku actually had to pull this off. And that's the kind of opponent Goku actually is. He isn't some ordinary fighter that you can train a few years to beat. You would need millions of years to prep, and even then it would most likely just get adapted in a few moments just through raw skill, to practically having auto dodge via this Ultra Instinct if you consider it a martial arts technique to an extent. We see this dodging in this form is very much efficient, with Kefla, someone who can literally one-shot this Goku, not being able to land a single hit on him, despite actually just being significantly stronger and fully capable of killing Goku. And that's only if she could land a single hit. However, due to the gap in just raw skill and Goku's utilizing his technique, she still loses. It's kind of the same thing with Jiren, where he's forced to use some of his actual power to counter Goku's punch in UI, despite literally blinking that power away when it was in the form of a Spirit Bomb. Goku's mere skill is enough to close gaps as large as him and Jiren at the start of the tournament.
Can we not, like, bro, the aura, dude, the Ultra Instinct aura is insane. Like, bro, all the clips he's showing right now just fucking peak, bro.
Stop juggling
so
between
good.
multiple AI websites to create one video. Meet LTX.
Yeah. Shut up.
Much like Goku, Naruto oftentimes doesn't get the respect he deserves when it comes to how skilled he actually is. He possesses remarkable skills and shows a significant amount of effort. Achieving the mastery of techniques like the Shadow Clone as an academy student is pretty impressive, especially considering that most Chunin are unable to accomplish such a feat. He managed to learn and perfect the Rasengan, an A-rank jutsu that only a few shinobi have ever been able to pull off, yet he was able to do it as a genin. Later on in the series, when he actually starts learning the Rasen Shuriken and Nature Transformation, he essentially condensed years of training into a single month with the help of his Shadow Clones. Then, at a later stage, he's able to dedicate an undisclosed amount of time to training in order to master Sage Mode. Not only mastering the use of Sage Chakra, but actually achieving perfection as a Sage. Something that not even his sensei Jiraiya could actually do, despite Jiraiya training for decades on end. This is pretty similar to Master Roshi's feat of actually spending years on end to master the Kamehameha, although Jiraiya wasn't really training for as long as Roshi was, and they're pretty similar feats, so it's kind of worth mentioning, although Goku's feat really just is better. And these are pretty much all done without Kurama, and if anything, Kurama actually makes his reserves worse due to him being a Jinchuriki. And even when it comes to actually fighting beings who have millenniums worth of experience, we actually see that pretty clearly with the Mother of Chakra, Kaguya, a being that is over 1,000 years old, and is actually able to fight and gain the upper hand several times during their fight. And even in Boruto, we see Naruto and Sasuke fight Momoshiki at fatigued levels of power, and still have Momoshiki shook at just their pure hand-to-hand, as they literally pack him up multiple times during their fight.
And even when fighting Madara, the ghost of the Uchiha clan, Naruto is able to fight and keep up with Madara despite him using his limbo clones, which are stated to be impossible to perceive because of the limbo dimensions just being separate from reality. With the data book stating that Sage Chakra, or just Sage Mode in general, is a flawless taijutsu that has no openings either in attack or defense. Taijutsu being hand-to-hand combat would just mean that Naruto's hand-to-hand combat would be flawless by the databook's definition. Obviously, flawless can't be used in every situation, but it is worth mentioning because, again, taijutsu is obviously hand-to-hand related. So looking at both stats, who would actually win? Naruto is fighting gods with thousands of years of experience, while Goku is fighting gods with tens of thousands to potentially millions of years of experience.
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty silly to say that Goku just doesn't come out on top in terms of pure martial arts.
Yeah.
I do think the fight would probably start off pretty evenly until Goku starts pulling out techniques that Naruto just doesn't know, techniques that Goku could simply adapt to in mere moments. They both are pretty concretely geniuses when it comes to condensing techniques and actually just learning them for that matter, but Goku just has better feats overall. I think it's safe to say that even someone like Goku is probably relatively...
Like, the problem with Goku is, like, not only would he have the advantage in just knowing more because of, like, the statements and feats that he has, but on top of it, even if Naruto was getting the upper hand or, like, somehow outperforming him, Goku's adaptability is insane. It's insane. It's up there with the likes of someone like Batman. And, like, he could just, improvise on the fly. And next thing you know, he's either outperforming what Naruto was doing, or better yet, just doing something that completely counters Naruto's fighting style, you know? And even some of the fighting styles he was doing against Momoshiki was, like, it was similar to Wing Chun and whatnot, and so on and so forth. So, again, at the end of the day, like, Goku just looks better in every freaking regard and aspect. Like, if we're really being honest, he really is the upgrade version, dude. Like, it's not fair, dude, you know? It's a cool matchup, but Goku definitely has the edge.
Skill, or even more skilled than the Gods of Destruction, which is made pretty clear during the Tournament of Power, where even gods like Champa are actually just shook at the thought of Goku being able to fight two opponents at once via sheer fighting tuition. And obviously Goku mastering Ultra Instinct, which is something they couldn't master in their 70
years like Ultra Instinct is the most insane feat, because that's technically not only a power, but it's also a technique, and that's just insane. While Naruto, there's nothing like that, right? Like, it's just most of his stuff is just power-ups, or just hand-to-hand martial arts, you know, from the Hidden Leaf Village, right? You know? So, like, again, like, Goku is just a whole other, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's insane. Like, him doing Ultra Instinct is absolutely crazy. Like, the closest you could even do to compare that is Sage Mode, but Sage Mode is really, really, like, specializes inherently in the concept of just, like, amping yourself, not really martial arts. Like, yeah, there's the Frokata, like, martial arts stuff, like, whatever, but that's all that really is just, like, I guess, some type of fighting style, but mainly also just incorporating nature energy, like some invisible force energy, to where you could also, like, overwhelm and, like, fuck up your opponents, too, without necessarily hitting them. But it's mainly just, like, a chakra, like, a visible force field that you're using, right, you know? And things like that. While Goku, like, just knows so many fighting techniques, so many ways, can adjust, counter, and then Ultra Instinct just being one of the most insane things, to where gods for, like, again, millions of years of experience, so on and so forth, like, not even they could do, you know? So, again, I feel like it's really, really straightforward and cut and dry, and as what this guy's been advocating for this entire time, like, he's spitting facts, like, he's not wrong, so, I agree. And mind you, I love Naruto more. Like, I'm Naruto fan number one all day, every day, you know? So,
beings who are thousands of years old, while Goku's on par with beings that are millions of years old.
Yeah.
If you want to see more videos like this, or even just an equal stats version, where I do think this fight does go way differently in terms of equal stats and not just martial arts, but I do think that equal stats Goku versus Naruto is pretty overdone, so I don't know if I will do that. But if you do want to see more martial arts only videos,
yeah, if it's equal stats, my money's definitely on Naruto. But and just like he said, he thinks the verdict would be different. But either way, yeah, a great video, really, really good video. Definitely gonna give it a like. It deserves way more than that too. Underrated in my opinion. But yeah, great job. If you guys enjoyed this reaction though, make sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, subscribe for more content, subscribe if you love the channel. And of course, let me know your thoughts on this concept as well. An idea and topic, you know, who do you think takes a Goku or Naruto? I'm pretty sure we're all going to be on the same page in Goku. But, you know, as always, guys, I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say. Let me know as well. And as always, Batman out. Peace.